Wow. Hello again, it's B. Randone, the Kingdom Hearts fanatic with plans to become the world's greatest philanthropist, starting with you, my awesome viewers and subscribers. Today we're talking about my top 10 list of most powerful characters in the entire Kingdom Hearts universe. Now before we talk about this, I would like to begin by talking about a soap opera that originally aired on ABC. Most of you have probably heard of it. It is called Once Upon a Time. In Season 1 of Once Upon a Time, Regina Mills' alter ego, the Evil Queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, conjures a curse sending all of the land to a modern-day city in the New England area called Storybrooke. In one of the first episodes, Emma Swan, the main character and daughter of Snow White and Prince Charming, is revealed to have grown up in Boston and was raised to believe that her parents did not want her, as she was left on the side of the road as a baby, or so she thought. In any case, she is brought to Storybrooke, and Regina, the Evil Queen, is the mayor of this town. As the only person who is lucid of what's really going on, she perceives Emma as a threat, because nobody moves to or from Storybrooke. In a brief conversation with Henny, Regina's supposed son, an older man, alter ego Rumpelstiltskin, walks past them and catches Emma's eye.
You enjoy your stay, Emma.
What's that?
Mr. Gold. He owns this place.
The inn?
No. The town.
Wait, what? Regina is the mayor of the town, but Mr. Gold owns the town? So who is really in charge here? As it happens, it is later revealed that Rumpelstiltskin was actually pulling the strings from the very beginning, making Regina believe that she was really in control of what was going on, even though the entire curse was unknown to her at first until he told her about it. And yet, periodically, Regina would seek advice from Mr. Gold from the time she learned of the curse until the time she cast it. If she was really in charge, why was she constantly asking him for help? I begin with this story because this kind of behavior represents a great magnitude of power. At least to me it does. So as I begin to list out my top 10 most powerful Kingdom Hearts characters, consider asking yourself the question, who is really in charge? This may very well help explain why my number 1 on this list is and should be number 1. Okay, before I begin at number 10, I'd like to list 3 honorable mentions because in truth it wouldn't be a top 10 without letting the number 13 get some representation. After all, Kingdom Hearts and 13 go together like peanut butter and mayonnaise. Honorable mentions include Luxu, Chirithy, and the Master of Masters. Yes, I actually found 10 characters that I consider stronger than Luxu and the Master of Masters. My rationale for this is that we simply don't know how powerful they really are, and if we did, they would likely be on this list. As for Chirithy, yes, this applies. Luxord. Yes, I pronounce it as Luxord. First one to give me $1 million gets to convince me to change it. Until then, get over yourselves. Luxord is mysterious, clever-witted, and always seems to find a way to make it to the next game. In Kingdom Hearts 2, we all thought it was the end of him until Kingdom Hearts 3 when he randomly shows up, almost like he planned for that to happen. Something is up with this guy, and I think it merits paying a little bit more attention to him. Also, showing up in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, Nomura, what are you smoking? I originally had Kairi higher up on this list, but then I remembered her training in the land where time does not exist. All of that training ended up doing absolutely nothing. Fighting is only a piece of what power is, but for Kairi, being a damsel in distress has caused way too many of her close friends too much grief too many times, and that is why she is listed at number 9 and not higher up on this list. Roxas is just wow. He's impeccable. Despite him being rather gullible early on in 358 over 2 days, he grows a conscience and a backbone when he realizes who those organization thugs really are. On top of creating the greatest Kingdom Hearts moment that nobody knows about where he beats the crap out of Saïx upon escaping the organization, he only loses to Riku because Riku surrendered to the power of darkness after giving Roxas a really big fight without it. Roxas suffered a tragic end, but he was redeemed greatly in Kingdom Hearts 3 upon his return, speaking to Xemnas anything he wanted without any fear of repercussions. Very different than the last time these two spoke with each other. Okay, this guy. He's just... ugh, how I hate him. But I love him. But I hate him. Originally voiced by the legendary Leonard Nimoy. His voice was half the reason why I consider him such a powerful villain. Yet he is much more than that. He used Maleficent from the very beginning, tricked Riku into yielding to darkness, and even as an old man puts up a very good fight on his own. On top of basically being a genius, he stands as a force to be reckoned with, and really irritates me. Yet, his voice is just so amazing. And not this pathetic voice that I'm not going to show. We're talking about Spock here, not a Blue's Clues bad guy off of Nick Jr. Riku is arguably more powerful than Xehanort. If we were talking about a straight fight, it is likely that Xehanort wins, but this is about power. Lucius seems to show that very few of the people that get taken over ever fight back, if at all. Riku fought back, and successfully held Ansem SOD back from capturing his friends after Sora's sacrifice in Kingdom Hearts 1. All of this to buy Kairi, Donald, and Goofy enough time to get out of there. This shows Riku was a lot stronger than Xehanort had previously believed, and it basically made Riku an unworthy vessel for Xehanort. This one is going to spark a lot of controversy, but I can give you 100 reasons why Terra should be on this list and not Aqua. You might say, why not Aqua? She could beat Kairi in a straight fight. Well, yeah, she could. But if Sora and Riku showed up to fight alongside Kairi, Aqua would be too stubborn to let Terra and Ventus do the same for her. Allowing people to help you is a sign of strength, not weakness. This is why Sora is so powerful. Telling people no when they offer you help is a sign of weakness, not strength. Aqua displays this weakness over and over and over and over and over again, making exceptions very briefly, seemingly only when it's convenient rather than logical. Terra, on the other hand, suffered 12 full years of abuse by Xehanort, fighting back several times, suffering a fate worse than death. Xehanort had an extremely difficult time controlling Terra's body, and it showed that conflict was happening within him from time to time. When people tell me Aqua suffered a fate worse than Terra did, I just laugh, because Aqua suffered, but not nearly as bad as Terra did. Aqua did not lose her ability to choose, which is one of a person's greatest strengths. She also experienced time very differently, meaning she didn't live out the decade in the realm of darkness that everybody else lived out in the realm of light. My best guess is that from her perspective, she was in the realm of darkness for a few months, maybe a year at the most. Terra is a great fighter. He willingly takes hits to protect his friends, as he does against Master Ericus when Ericus was about to blow the smithereens out of Ventus. He has a heart with great intentions, and he suffered abuse for about 12 years, most of which he did not even have control of his own body. I wrestled with whether he or Riku should be better, but since Terra suffered being controlled longer than Riku did, Terra takes the cake by that fact alone. Oh, Yozora. Yes, Sora, perhaps the greatest Keyblade wielder in history. Though logically behind, Sora follows his heart like nobody else. One who follows their heart has always proven to get farther ahead in life than one who does not, especially in Kingdom Hearts. Truly, it seems that Sora and Yozora are balanced, like yin-yangs of each other, so to speak, as Kingdom Hearts 3 has an ending for when Yozora wins, and an ending for when Sora wins. Perhaps that was intentional. Perhaps it was Nomura just pulling a fast one to show what Kingdom Hearts would look like on Asian difficulty. But in any case, Sora is number 3 mostly because he follows his heart and does not permit good logic to stop him from following his heart. Why is Naminé number 2? Could it be that she is helpless? Could it be that she is ignored and abused? Could it be that nobody really cares about her? Or could it be that she has complete control over Sora's memories and could easily make him do whatever the heck she wants if she ever felt like it? You see, Naminé may look helpless, like when Larxene hits her, but come on, she could have totally made Sora block it for her. I mean, she made Riku Replica go AWOL in less than a second. This girl is crazy strong and doesn't even seem to know how far it can go. Similar to Scarlet Witch from the Avengers, what's the point of having a Captain Marvel who can shoot out of the sky and just destroy a giant airship if you have a Scarlet Witch who can just control her anytime she wants? It doesn't really matter at that point, does it? So who is number 1? Remember at the beginning of this video when I said to ask who is really in charge? There is a character that appears in every single Kingdom Hearts game in the exact same form, and it begs the question, how? You may or may not have thought of this, but in every Kingdom Hearts game, restrictions are laid out in plain detail to the main character somehow, and then ways around these restrictions are then introduced. In Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, that route was cards. In Kingdom Hearts 2, it was using a special path with the Keyblade. In Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, it was a special kind of dive. And Yen Sid even went on to say,
Not even the Heartless can enter.
so with all of these restrictions, there is a character that successfully bypasses all of these restrictions. And to answer my question at the very beginning of this video, who is really in charge? Here's my number one. Yeah, Moogles. While you and your little friends are running around fighting with your key-shaped swords looking for, ooh, shinier key-shaped swords, and murdering everything and everyone, these Moogles have set up shop with their holographic technology, working from home in case of COVID-related diseases, bypassing any and all restrictions that whatever the main character has to bypass, and getting rich off of your stupid fights over nonsense. All while nobody thinks to even question how these Scrooge McDuck competitors keep showing up everywhere the main characters go. The Kingdom Hearts 3 Kupo coin even gives you auto life for one use, as though they somehow figured out how to bypass the freaking Matrix. And how convenient is it that they are the only species with knowledge on how to synthesize the ultimate weapons for Sora, Donald, Goofy, Riku, the Birth by Sleep trio, and so on. Yeah, I firmly believe that they also secretly run the Mirage Arena and somehow have a way of converting metals into money. These guys are the silent powerhouse of Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, they are OG Final Fantasy characters, yada yada, whatever, but ignore that for 1 minute. This is Kingdom Hearts. Who is really in charge here? If it's not the freaking Moogles, who in the freaking world and the freaking Kingdom Hearts universe is more powerful than they are? Oh, that's right, nobody. And no, not these guys. Not even Scrooge McDuck. Not even Donald, Uncle, freaking McUncle Duck with his Zeta Flare, or my name spelled backwards is Disney, can claim that title. These little devils are the Ferengis of the Kingdom Hearts universe, and if Kingdom Hearts were to ever enter the Star Trek universe, the Ferengis would basically bow down and worship these little pom-poms. Yeah, Moogles. While you and